Former U.S. President Donald Trump is in court in New York City over accusations that he and his organization overinflated and underinflated both his net worth and the value of his properties in order to get higher loans from banks and pay lower fees to insurers. You see, if you want to borrow money from a bank, then they want to make sure you've got it covered in case you can't pay up. The attorney prosecuting the case, Letitia James, says Trump's organization overinflated asset valuations for years, including his New York City Trump Tower apartment that was valued at over 30,000 square feet, where in reality, it's just under 11,000. That gave his apartment a value of $326 million in 2015, which at the time was 3 times more than the most expensive apartment ever sold in the city. Other allegations of fraud include valuing his MarALago club at $739 million, based on the idea that it could be torn down and redeveloped as residential properties. The problem, James says, is that Trump signed deeds donating his residential development rights and limited the property's use to a social club. There are more examples, but you get the idea. With higher valued properties, Trump and his organization were able to get bigger loans to pursue more real estate projects with banks' money. At the same time, James says Trump and his organization gave insurers much lower values for the property in order to get favorable rates. Now, Trump and his team defend their valuations and say it's all subjective. They say the banks made over $100 million on the loans and there was no fraud.
This is a continuation of the single greatest witch hunt of all time. The banks got back their money. Again, there was never a default. There was never a problem. Everything was perfect. There was no crime. The crime is against me. If I weren't leading in all the polls, or if I weren't running, I wouldn't have any of these cases. I wouldn't be seeing you this morning.
The judge presiding over the case, which will be heard without a jury, already handed the prosecution an early win when he ruled that Trump committed fraud when he lied to insurers and banks for years for his financial benefit. If found guilty, Trump and his organization could face fines up to $250 million and even a 5-year ban on the company engaging in business.